Breaking news right now. Malaysia Airlines confirms it has lost contact with a plane carrying 227 passengers and 12 crew members.
For over a decade, the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 has remained one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. On March 8, 2014, the Boeing 777 carrying 239 people simply vanished mid-flight, leaving no distress call, no clear radar trail, and almost no wreckage. Families demanded answers. Governments poured millions into the largest search operation ever attempted. And still, the plane was never found. But now, an advanced AI system claims it has uncovered chilling new evidence, patterns and secrets investigators missed for years.
New lead in the decade-long search for MH370 this morning, with a fresh report now indicating its final resting place could be northwest of Perth.
And what it found about flight MH370 is far more terrifying than anyone ever imagined. The never-ending enigma of MH370. On the night of March 8, 2014, the world witnessed something that should have been impossible. A massive Boeing 777, one of the safest, most advanced aircraft ever built, took off from Kuala Lumpur, bound for Beijing with 239 people on board. But somewhere over the South China Sea, reality fractured. The jet did not crash with a fiery explosion. No mayday, no distress call, not even a trace on radar. One moment, a plane cruising safely at 35,000 feet. The next, it had simply vanished, like a scene from Lost or Flight Plan, except this was no fiction. How does a giant machine the size of a skyscraper, glowing with electronics and tracked by satellites, slip away without leaving a single trace? This wasn't the Bermuda Triangle. This was 2014, a world of GPS, military surveillance, and non-stop communication. Yet MH370 seemed to fall into a black hole. For the families of the 239 souls on board, the disappearance was not just a mystery, it was a torment. Days turned to weeks, then years, with no bodies, no wreckage, no answers. Candlelight vigils were held in Beijing and Kuala Lumpur, where desperate loved ones clutched fading photos, demanding the truth. Some refused to believe the plane was gone. Others accused governments of hiding secrets. All were left suspended between hope and despair. For over a decade, search crews scoured more than 200,000 square kilometers of the Indian Ocean. The cost soared into the hundreds of millions. All they found were a handful of broken fragments drifting on distant beaches, just enough to prove the plane was gone, but never enough to reveal how or why. With each unanswered question, the mystery only deepened. Was MH370 hijacked, hacked, shot down? Or did something even darker unfold that night? Something too disturbing for the world to know. 10 years later, the enigma of MH370 still casts a long, unsettling shadow. And now, an AI may have uncovered something far worse than anyone imagined. AI cracks the case. Unlike humans, AI had no bias, no political filter, no fatigue. It devoured debris records, satellite pings, radar gaps, and ocean current maps, running millions of flight simulations in hours. The result? A conclusion more terrifying than anyone dared to whisper. According to the AI, MH370's disappearance was not chaos. It was control. The flight path was deliberate, each turn calculated, every altitude drop precise. This wasn't a plane spiraling helplessly into the ocean. It was guided, almost choreographed, toward its fate. The most chilling detail came from a recovered wing flaperon found on Réunion Island. AI analysis showed damage patterns strikingly similar to the famous Miracle on the Hudson water landing. In other words, MH370 may not have plunged. It may have attempted a smooth, intentional ditching into the sea. But the rabbit hole went deeper. AI detected disturbing links between the flight path and Captain Zahri's home simulator, where routes eerily mirrored MH370's final journey. Coincidence or a blueprint followed step by step. Even more unsettling, AI locked onto a precise crash site, the Broken Ridge Trench in the Indian Ocean, a nightmarish labyrinth of ridges and sediment. Its depths explain why billion-dollar searches found nothing. The plane lies buried in a watery grave designed to conceal it forever. So what does this mean? If MH370's final descent was deliberate, who orchestrated it, and why hide it with such surgical precision? AI's verdict tears open old wounds. This was not just an accident, it was a calculated act, carried out with chilling skill. The AI's findings didn't bring closure, they ripped the aviation world apart. Vincent Line, a veteran analyst, insists the evidence screams controlled ditching. To him, the wing flapperon tells the tale. He argues the final moments of MH370 weren't chaos, but a carefully guided descent into the sea. If true, someone in that cockpit was in control until the very end. But others recoil at this idea. They point to the retracted flaps, claiming they prove the opposite. A brutal nosedive, a chaotic plunge with no chance of survival, no control, no calm, just catastrophe. This divide has turned experts against one another. Aviation conferences have become battlefields, simulations running in endless loops, each one telling a different story. One model shows a gliding plane, another predicts a violent breakup mid-air. The ocean floor becomes a graveyard of conflicting theories. And here's the twist. Critics warn that AI may be reading too much into scraps of data. Without the black boxes, it's still guesswork, they argue. But then the question arises. If human searches have failed for a decade, who's guessing? Humans or machines? Meanwhile, the shadows whisper. Online forums buzz with disturbing speculation. Did foreign intelligence agencies secretly track MH370 all along? Was the plane's ghostly journey through international airspace truly invisible or simply hidden? Renewed search efforts. For years, the ocean held its silence, refusing to give up MH370's secrets. Governments retreated, budgets dried up, and hope dimmed. But in a shocking twist, Malaysia approved a bold new mission, handing the search to private company Ocean Infinity under a daring deal. No find, no fee. If they succeed, they earn $70 million. If they fail, they get nothing. The stakes could not be higher. What makes this attempt different is not manpower, but machines. AI has flagged a chilling set of coordinates. The Penang longitude deep hole at 33.02 degrees south, 100.27 degrees east, a black abyss nearly 1,500 kilometers west of Perth. It's an area so remote, so treacherous, that past searches overlooked it. Yet AI models insist this is where the truth lies. To probe this watery grave, Ocean Infinity unleashes a fleet of autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, robotic submarines capable of diving 6,000 meters into the crushing darkness. These machines map the ocean floor in stunning detail, revealing ridges, canyons, and trenches no human eye has ever seen. If wreckage exists, these drones will find it. But that's only half the arsenal. Quantum computing now chews through colossal datasets, ocean currents, drifting debris, and ghostly satellite handshakes. What once took months of human analysis now takes minutes. Add to this high-resolution satellite imaging, scanning the surface in real time, and the search transforms into something unprecedented, the most advanced ocean hunt in history. The mission is planned over 18 months, carefully timed for calmer waters between January and April, when the Indian Ocean's fury momentarily rests. Every dive, every scan, every blip of sonar pulls humanity closer to the truth that has eluded us for over a decade. For the families, this new chapter stirs a fragile hope. Could this finally be the end of the silence? Could the ocean, after 10 long years, return their loved ones? But a darker question lingers. If the wreckage is indeed found, will it confirm the AI's chilling revelations of a deliberate act? Or will it reveal something even worse, something powerful forces have worked hard to bury? The ocean is vast, merciless, and unyielding. Yet with AI, quantum computing, and robotic divers, humanity is about to ask the abyss one final question. What really happened to MH370? Conspiracies, aviation safety, and the future. Still, even with all the tech in the world, one haunting truth remains. MH370 has never been found. And in that silence, theories multiply like shadows. The most unsettling theory lingers on the cockpit itself. Some believe Captain Zahari deliberately diverted the plane, following simulator routes that uncannily matched MH370's final trajectory. Was this tragedy the result of a lone decision, or was he carrying out a plan far bigger than himself? Then comes the specter of government cover-ups. Some believe multiple nations know more than they admit, satellite data withheld, radar tracks redacted, crucial timelines blurred. Could protecting national interests have mattered more than telling families the truth? Over the years, countless people have stepped forward claiming they know the fate of MH370. Some insist they've seen wreckage, others swear they tracked signals no one else could find. Yet every lead fades into silence. Was it the truth, or just people chasing attention? And then, the wildest theory of all, extraterrestrial intervention. To skeptics, it's nonsense. To believers, it explains the impossible, the total erasure of a plane in an age where nothing should go untracked. Alien abduction? Cosmic interference? The idea refuses to die. The obsession is so great that Netflix's MH370, The Plane That Disappeared, 2023, turned the case into a global spectacle, juggling three competing scenarios and blurring the line between fact and rumor. Even now, the clash continues, controlled ditching versus catastrophic plunge. AI may have drawn disturbing conclusions, but until the black boxes are revealed, the truth remains just out of reach. And here lies the final twist. Some whisper that in the future, an uninterrupted autopilot or even AI may become the last word in aviation, able to override pilots, governments, and even human judgment. But if that happens, will it protect us from another MH370, or will it create a mystery even darker than this one? The disappearance of MH370 didn't just create a mystery, it exposed terrifying cracks in aviation itself. How could a plane vanish in an age of satellites, GPS, and constant surveillance? How could 239 lives slip through the sky without a single reliable trace? The answers shook the industry to its core. Suddenly, the world realized the unthinkable. We were flying blind. Global flight tracking was fragmented, pilot mental health oversight was weak, and safety protocols weren't built for a deliberate vanishing act. MH370 forced a reckoning. New technologies are racing to the skies. Deployable floating black boxes that eject during emergencies, satellite-linked data streams that beam flight information live across oceans. By 2025, aviation authorities promise real-time tracking, even over the most remote waters on Earth. In theory, no plane should ever disappear again. But the legacy of MH370 goes beyond machines. It forced regulators like ICAO and EASA to tighten pilot screening, particularly mental health checks. After tragedies like MH370, and Germanwings revealed the dangers of a troubled mind behind the controls. Airlines now run deeper evaluations, ongoing monitoring, and stricter safeguards. Still, a bigger question looms. How much power should we give machines? Should AI be allowed to override a pilot's decision if it senses danger? Should an algorithm decide when human judgment has failed? The future of aviation may be safer, but it also may be less human. And perhaps that's the final chilling lesson of MH370. To stop another mystery, we may have to trust the machines more than ourselves. So, what do you think happened to MH370? Was it a tragic accident, a hidden cover-up, or something stranger than we imagine? Drop your theories in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.